I would like to ask, recent reports have indicated that many young people have no faith or little faith in the political institutions in Northern Ireland. How can you help to restore that faith?
I've seen some of those reports, and on one level I can understand. I think if I'm honest, I think there's a lack of faith in politics generally to fix things that is not just across Northern Ireland. I think it's across the whole of the United Kingdom. A sense of disconnect and people feeling I can't seem to influence politicians to really make the change that I want to see. We've got to change that because that's bad for politics. Ought to be the most incredible force for good. The idea that you can elect in representatives to storm on to other bodies on a basis of a free vote so that we can then change things. It's a brilliant idea, a battle of ideas. Should we do this? Should we do that? Let's have a discussion about it. And the person who wins that discussion gets the right to try and change things for the better. That's an incredible force for good. And therefore, when there is this distance, Abby, between what politics can be and what politics sometimes has become, I think it's a bad thing. What I think we have to do as politicians is to allow that trust to be restored, to behave in a way that actually means we're entitled to that trust, because we shouldn't just assume that people should trust us or that somehow people should look on and say, well, they'll do the right thing. We have to show that we understand what people are going through, we understand what's in their mind, and that we will faithfully reflect that in the politics of the day. What do you think, Abby, would make a difference for you in terms of that trust issue?
I think for young people to see more of the politics in Ireland, like to be more the elections, stuff like that there, just learn more about like the elections, more like that there. I feel like people are very uneducated about it, especially young people.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. And so I think politicians should be exposed to communities and people more as well. I will, every single thing I do like this, every event we do, I always learn something. I always have something that I take away with me that you can't get by reading a briefing paper in London. It's that human engagement, something somebody says that makes you think, hang on, that's really interesting. And so I think there's the having events like this where we can directly talk to each other makes a huge, huge difference, I think. So thank you, Abby. And finally on my three, I've got Ben.
Hello, Sir Keir.
Ben.
I'm called Ben, and I'm a politics student from St. Connell's College. And
Are you leaving this year, or have you got another year to go?
I've got another year to go.
Okay.
So,
and do you know what you're going to do at the end of that?
I was thinking about political science.